All right, let's talk about meiosis. So, do you look exactly like your parents, like your siblings? Well, the answer is going to be no, right? I mean, you may look more like a parent or more like your mom or more like your dad, or your siblings may look similar, right? But you're not identical to them. Do you resemble them? Yeah, yes, you do. At least you may act like them, or you may, look a little bit like your siblings if you have siblings or your parents. So this is because of sexual reproduction, all right? So you are going to inherit a unique combination of genes from your parents. That's the key thing, okay? From your parents. But this combined set of genes provides a unique combination of traits for you. Because why? Because technically what you're getting is you're getting a chromosome from your mom and you're getting a chromosome from your dad. So you're getting genetic material from them, and that is going to be yours, right? So let me show you this really quick. This is a karyotype. A karyotype, think of it as a picture of all of your chromosomes. So a karyotype is going to be a display of your chromosomes, and they usually do it arranged in size and centromere position. All right, this is your karyotype. Karyotype over here. All right, it's a picture of all your chromosomes. All right. Uh, Before I talk more about a karyotype, let's talk about something extremely important. And make sure you understand this because this is critical, especially to understanding meiosis. What are homologous chromosomes? Homologous chromosomes are those, or are chromosomes, that have the same size. Sometimes they say they have the same shape, same size, same genes, and this is kind of cool, very, um, very important. Same genes and same centromere position. Centromere position. Okay. So what are homologous chromosomes? Are chromosomes that have the same, that keyword, the same size, same genes, same centromere position, right? Because your chromosomes come in pairs. So a typical human cell is referred to as a somatic cell, okay? Somatic cell. So a typical cell, your cells in your stomach, in your small intestine, muscles, they're all called somatic cells, okay? And these are going to be diploid. We're going to call them diploid. And when I put diploid, whenever we refer to diploid, we usually put a sign called 2N, okay? Why 2N? And what does diploid mean? It means that we have two sets of chromosomes, okay? Two sets of chromosomes. Why? Because some of them have come from our mom and the other one from dad, okay? So our cells are diploid. Okay, they have two sets of chromosomes, one from mom, one from dad. And in total we have 46 chromosomes. But like I said before, okay, they come in pairs, 23 pairs of homologous chromosomes. All right, here's an example of homologous chromosomes over here. All right, they're two, they look very similar. Why do we have a pair? Because one comes from your mom. Let's say this one from your mom. Let's say the one comes from your dad. Okay, but they're pairs. So what you see here is you're seeing pair number one. Why? Because that's what your book says here, right? It's pair number one. This is pair number two, pair number three, and it's usually being, the order is going to be by size, right? We're going by size from bigger to smaller. So we see that the first pairs, they're kind of big, and then if you go to chromosome pair 22, um, they're really small. Okay, so these are your chromosomes. Your chromosomes come in pairs. Why do they come in pairs? Because one comes from your mom, one comes from your dad. Each pair, the pair one, they're a pair of homologous chromosomes. Why come homologous chromosomes? Because they have the same size, same shape, same genes, and same centromere position. Okay, adding a little bit to this, the karyotype shows 22 pairs. Okay, yeah, well, let's put it like this. We said that there's 23 pairs, right? So 22 of those pairs are going to be called the autosomes. All right, and I'll put here one really quick for this reason. So 22 pairs are going to be autosomes. Let's just say this is number one. Autosomes are those chromosomes that control the inheritance of the organism's characteristics. So pretty much everything that makes you, all the proteins that you need, all the stuff, your whatever you're made of, all right, that it comes from the autosomes. And then the other pair is a pair of sex chromosomes. Okay? So sex chromosomes are going to determine that person's sex, whether you're male or female. If you're two X's, this is female, okay, two X chromosomes. If you're a male, you have an X and a Y. Okay. Now, if you're a female, you have 23 pairs of homologous chromosomes. Why? Because the X chromosomes look pretty much the same. If you are a male, it's a little different. Then in that case, you have 22 pairs of homologous chromosomes, right? They're all the same. 1, 2, 3, they're all the same up to 22. But what happens here, by the way, this is a karyotype of a male because he has an XY. It happens as the Y chromosome is actually very, very, very small. So it's not really homologous to the X, okay? But they all come in pairs. And like I said before, make sure you understand this. You inherit one chromosome, okay? One chromosome comes from your mom and one chromosome comes from your dad. So let's say, for example, this is from your mom and this is from your dad. Comes from your mom and one chromosome comes from your dad. So let's say, for example, this is from your mom and this is from your dad, okay? And this is the same pair of chromosomes. Before we move on, I wanted to review something really quick so we can understand meiosis. These are a pair of homologous chromosomes, one pair of homologous chromosomes. How many chromosomes do we see here? So in this part of the space here, we're gonna see two chromosomes. Okay. And again, these are homologous pair. It's a pair of homologous chromosomes. We see two chromosomes. How do I know that? Always count the centromeres. Okay, you count the centromeres, 1 and 2. That tells you the number of chromosomes. Okay, so I see two chromosomes here. Then what happens over here? This is going to be called replication. This is DNA replication, and we know that this happens in the S phase. And what you see on the other side here is, again, you get to see one pair of homologous chromosomes. How do I know it's a pair, or how do I know how many chromosomes are here? Still, two chromosomes. All right. Why? Because you count the number of centromeres. And you know that it's going to be 1 and 2. But what happened? How come they look different? How come this pair looks different from this pair, right? Well, the difference is because here we have gone through DNA replication. So we end up with two chromosomes, each with two sister chromatids. Okay. So make sure you understand this. Make sure you visualize this correctly, because when we talk about in meiosis, what's going to happen is exactly this. Okay. Well, what's happening in meiosis, it has also in mitosis, but mostly in meiosis, we have to keep track of the homologous chromosomes, because meiosis 1 will see that the homologous chromosomes are going to separate, but they're going to keep the sister chromatids. In meiosis 2, the sister chromatids are going to separate. Okay, so two chromosomes over here, two chromosomes over here. Each chromosome has two sister chromatids. Okay, and again, just one more time, this comes from your mom, this comes from your dad, and that's why you have a pair of homologous chromosomes.